89% of people who died by suicide showed warning signs, but their loved ones didn't see them coming. Why? Because we're looking for the wrong things. We expect someone to say, "I want to die." But that's not how it works. Suicide doesn't announce itself, it whispers. In this video, I'm showing you the 5 signs that slip past everyone. The ones people dismiss as just having a bad day or going through a phase. If you're watching this because you're worried about someone, keep watching. This could save their life. If you're struggling yourself, hear this. You matter, and there is help. Stay with me. First sign, they're giving things away or talking about it. And I don't mean, "Hey, you can have my old jacket." I mean intentional, unusual giveaways. Things they love. A friend suddenly says, "I want you to have my guitar. I won't need it anymore." Or, "Here's my favorite watch. I've had it forever, but I think you should have it." People dismiss this. They think, "Oh, they're being generous. That's nice." But it's not generosity, it's closure. When someone is planning to end their life, they unconsciously prepare. They redistribute their world. They're creating a sense of completion. Why you miss it? Because you're not looking for it. And culturally, especially in our communities, we don't talk about this openly. So the sign passes right by. What to do? If someone starts giving away meaningful possessions unprompted, ask directly. "I noticed you gave me your watch. Is everything okay?" Don't be afraid of the question. You won't plant the idea. I promise you that. Second sign, they suddenly seem better. This is the most dangerous sign, and nobody warns you about it. Imagine someone has been deeply depressed for months. They're withdrawn. They don't shower. They barely leave their room. You're worried sick. Then one day, they're smiling. They're joking. They seem lighter, relieved even. You think, "Oh, thank God, the medication is working. The therapy helped. They're getting better." But that's not always what's happening. Sometimes that calm, that's relief from making a decision. It's peace that comes from choosing an end date. They've stopped fighting because they've decided, there's no point in fighting anymore. Why it's so dangerous? We see the smile and we relax our guard. We think the crisis has passed, so we stop checking in. We assume they're fine, and that's when they act. The clinical term, it's called the window of high risk. Suicidal people are most likely to attempt after they've decided, because finally, they have a plan. Finally, they have peace. And that peace looks like recovery to everyone else. What to do? Don't reduce your vigilance when someone suddenly seems better. In fact, increase it. Ask specifically, "I'm glad you seem more at peace. Can you tell me what changed?" Listen carefully to the answer. If they say things like, "I've made a decision," or "It doesn't matter anymore anyway," that's an emergency. Get professional help immediately. This is not something you handle alone. Third sign, they keep saying things like, "You'd be better off without me," or "Everyone would be happier if I wasn't around." Listen to the exact words. Better off, easier, or burden, problem. They might say it casually, in a joke. "Honestly, I'm just a burden to everyone." And then they laugh, and you laugh, and nobody addresses it. But they're telling you. They're literally telling you. They've just made it funny so you won't get scared, so you won't make it a big deal. The psychology. When someone believes they're a burden, suicide starts to feel logical to them. It starts to feel selfless, like they're helping their family by leaving. This is a cognitive distortion. It's not true. But to them, in their mind, it's completely logical. And that's dangerous because logic is harder to argue with than emotion. What people usually say, "Don't be silly, you're not a burden," or "Everyone feels like that sometimes." Why that fails? Because you're dismissing their experience. You're saying that feeling doesn't matter. And they stop sharing. They go deeper into isolation. What actually helps? Take it seriously. Say, "I hear that you're feeling like a burden. That must be painful. But I need you to know, you matter to me. Your presence in my life is valuable, not a burden. And if you're having these thoughts a lot, we need to get you professional support. I can't handle this alone, and you shouldn't have to." That's honest. That's real. That opens a path to help. Fourth sign, they're drinking more, using drugs more, or suddenly engaging in reckless behavior, dangerous driving, picking fights, taking unnecessary risks. Some people don't attempt suicide directly. They do it indirectly, what's called passive suicidal ideation. They're hoping the universe makes the decision for them. They drive recklessly, hoping someone hits them. They drink heavily, knowing it damages their health. They pick fights they might lose. They're saying, "I don't care if I live or die anymore," through their actions. Why it's easy to miss. We separate these behaviors from mental health. We think, oh, they're just going through a party phases, or they're just being reckless, they're young. But when combined with the other signs, withdrawal, depression, loss of interest in things they care about, this becomes a red flag. What to watch for? A sudden change in substance use patterns. Someone who never drank now drinking daily, someone dabbling in drugs they swore they'd never touch. Changes in risk tolerance, breaking patterns that are totally unlike them. What to do? Address it directly. Name the behavior change. I've noticed you're drinking a lot more than you used to. What's going on? And if they can't give you a real answer, if they just shrug or change the subject, that's worth taking seriously. Suggest professional support. If they refuse, you might need to involve family or contact a crisis line yourself. Fifth sign, they're wrapping things up, completing unfinished business, writing things down, reaching out to old friends. Not in the let's catch up way, but in the I need to say this before it's too late way. They might send you a long message, tell you things they've never said, apologize for something small, thank you deeply for something normal. They might write letters, clean their room obsessively, organize their papers, pay off debts. It feels like they're getting their life in order. And they are, but not in the way you think. The psychology. Suicidal people are often planning an ending, and before an ending, you create closure. You tie up loose strings, you make sure the narrative feels complete. Why it happens? Because on some level, they want to be remembered well. They don't want to leave angry letters. They don't want you to feel unfinished with them. It's actually an act of tragically misguided care. What to listen for? The tone of goodbye. It's different from normal gratitude. It has finality to it. It sounds like completion, not continuation. What to do immediately? If someone sends you a message that feels like a goodbye, especially combined with any of the other signs, this is an emergency. Contact a suicide crisis line. Contact their family. Don't worry about violating their privacy. Their life matters more than their discomfort. If you're worried about your reaction being wrong, it won't be. Crisis responders know how to handle these situations. Getting help won't damage your relationship, their death will. So if you're seeing these signs, not necessarily all 5, even 2 or 3 combined, what do you actually do? Step 1. Trust your gut. If you're worried, you're probably right to be worried. We're intuitive about the people we love. Step 2. Ask directly. There's a myth that asking someone, "Are you having suicidal thoughts?" will plant the idea. This is false. I want to say it again. Asking does not create suicidal ideation. If anything, asking shows someone they're not alone with the thought. Ask, "I've noticed specific changes. Are you having thoughts of suicide?" Listen without judgment. Don't try to fix it. Just listen. Step 3. Don't leave them alone. If they admit to suicidal thoughts, don't go home and worry. Stay with them. Get them to a hospital or crisis center. Call emergency services if you need to. Step 4. Tell someone you trust, their family, a counselor, a crisis line, your pastor or imam, anyone who can help. Step 5. Remember, this is not your responsibility to solve alone. You are not a therapist. You cannot fix this. Your job is to be a bridge to professional help. That's it. That's enough. Step 6. Take care of yourself. Being worried about someone in crisis is traumatic. Get support. Talk to someone. You matter too. If you're watching these and you're the one having these thoughts, I need you to hear this. You are not alone. Your life has value. There is help. Right now you have options. Reach out to Mindsplace, www.mindsplace.com. They have crisis counselors, peer support, and immediate resources specifically designed for you. Contact the National Crisis Hotline. They're there 24/7. They won't judge. They've heard it all. If talking feels too hard, you can text. Go to your nearest hospital emergency room if you're in immediate danger. You don't have to do this alone, and you don't have to feel like this forever. Please reach out. Please get help.